Hello friends, the ninth flight test of the Starship is preparing to launch as soon as Tuesday 27th May 2025. The launch window will open at 6:30 p.m. CT. A live broadcast of the flight test will begin about 30 minutes before liftoff, which you can watch here. After completing the investigation into the loss of Starship on its 8th flight test, several hardware changes have been made to increase the reliability. The upcoming flight test will mark the first launch of flight-proven Super Heavy booster, which previously launched and returned on the Starship's seventh flight test. In addition to the reuse milestone, the Super Heavy will fly a variety of experiments aimed at generating data to improve performance and reliability on the future boosters. The Starship upper stage will repeat its suborbital trajectory and target objective not reached on the previous two flight tests, including the first payload deployment from the Starship and multiple re-entry experiments geared toward returning the vehicle to the launch site for catch. Super Heavy is designed to be fully and rapidly reusable, with future generation capable of multiple launches per day. To achieve this first ever reflight, extensive inspection took place following the booster's first launch to assess hardware health and identify where maintenance or replacement hardware was needed. Non-single-use components like ablative heat shielding were replaced, but a large majority of the booster's hardware will be the same flight-proven, including 29 of its 33 Raptor engines. Lesson learned from the first booster refurbishment and subsequent performance in flight will enable faster turnaround for the future reflight as progress is made toward vehicles requiring no hand-on maintenance between launches. The booster on this flight test is also attempting several flight experiments to gather real-world performance data on future flight profile and off-nominal scenarios. To maximize the safety of launch infrastructure at Starbase, the Super Heavy booster will attempt these experiments while on a trajectory to maintain offshore landing point in the Gulf of America and will not return to launch site for catch. Following stage separation, the booster will flip in a controlled direction before initiating its boost back burn. This will be achieved by blocking several of the bent on the vehicle's hot stage adapter, causing the thrust from Starship's engine to push the booster in a known direction. Previous booster flips went in a randomized direction based on a directional push from small differences in thrust from Starship's upper stage engine at ignition. Flipping in a known direction will require less propellant to be held in reserve, enabling the use of more propellant during ascent to enable additional payload mass to orbit. After the conclusion of the boost back burn, the booster will attempt to refly at a high angle of attack during its descent. By increasing the amount of atmospheric drag on the vehicle, a high angle of attack can result in a lower descent speed, which in turn required less propellant for the initial landing burn. Getting real-world data on how booster is unable to control its flight at the high angle of attack will contribute to improve performance on the future vehicle, including the next generation of Super Heavy. Finally, unique engine configuration will be demonstrated during the Super Heavy's landing burn. One of the three center engines used for final phase of landing will be intentionally disabled for gathering data on the ability for a backup engine from the middle ring to complete a landing burn. The booster will then transition to only two center engines for the end of the landing burn, with splashdown occurring while still above the Gulf of America and the vehicle expected to make a hard splashdown. The Starship upper stage will again target multiple in-space objectives, including the deployment of 8 Starlink simulators, similar in size to the next generation Starlink satellite. The Starlink simulator will be on the same suborbital trajectory as the Starship and are expected to demise upon the re-entry. A relight of single Raptor engine while in space is also planned. The flight test includes several experiments focused on enabling Starship's upper stage to return to the launch site. A significant number of tiles have been removed from Starships to stress test vulnerable area across the vehicle during re-entry. Multiple metallic tile options, including one with active cooling, will test alternative material for protecting Starship during re-entry. On the sides of the vehicle, functional catch fittings are installed and will test the fitting's thermal and structural performance. The entire ship's tile line are also received a smoothened and tapered edges to address hot spots observed during re-entry on Starship's sixth flight test. Starship's re-entry profile is designed to intentionally stress the structure limit of upper stage rear flap while at the point of maximum entry dynamic pressure. Developmental testing by definition is unpredictable, but by putting hardware in a flight environment as frequently as possible, we are able to quickly learn and execute design changes as we seek to bring Starship online as a fully and rapidly reusable vehicle.